is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
And good morning. I am Mark Daniels, filling in for Phil Simon on this marvelous Monday.
It certainly is a marvelous Monday, Mark. Always a joy to have you with us on the show. As a father of two young, energetic boys, to wake up this early, I applaud you, my brother.
Hey, I know that you've been doing it for a while now, so you're the master, right? But yeah, it's you kind of get into a rhythm as a parent. You know, my youngest son, he usually wakes up just at sunrise. So my body is in that motion already. So I'm happy to be here with you, Bahamas, up and early, dead early on Monday.
Dead early. Listen, Mark, as always, you bring such good energy to the show. You always make me smile. And so I'm looking forward to continuing that, especially after I share this unfortunate news with our viewers. For those that don't know, Phil had to not be with us on Friday, and he's not with us again today. We actually don't expect that he will be with us for maybe another show or two. Unfortunately, Phil's father passed this past weekend. That, of course, would be Philip Simon Sr. And so this morning, it is my duty, unfortunately, Mark, to bring condolences to Phil, to bring condolences to his sister Shan, to Philip Sr.'s wife, Marcel, his grandkids, his sisters, and all of the family and friends that will be missing him now that he's gone on to glory some 70 years after he entered this earth. And so we extend those condolences to Philip Simon II this morning and his whole family. From all of us here at Bahamas at Sunrise, our thoughts and prayers are with you as you navigate this loss, and we hope we'll get to see you again soon.
Yes, Brother Phil, we extend our condolences to you and your family, and rest assured that your father's legacy lives on through his works and through his children. So I know you'll miss him, but keep being you, Phil.
Yeah. No, Mark, and I agree. I think that's important for us to know. I remember somebody telling that to my mom when my dad had died several years ago, that, if you're ever looking for your husband, just look at your kids, right? They literally are half of him. And so I've taken that advice myself. And when I'm missing my dad the most, I look at my brothers or my sister, and I try to just see his personality in them. Certainly it comes out in me sometimes, quite a bit, actually.
And it's about recognizing that and then celebrating them, keeping them alive by telling their stories, doing the things they like to do, and passing it on to your children so they can pass it on to their children.
Indeed. Well, we extend, those condolences for anybody else, unfortunately, who's in mourning, or on the other side, happy birthday greetings to anyone that is celebrating another year of life around the sun. We're looking forward to a great show today, and so we're glad that you've joined us. Mark, who do we have coming up first?
Well, it's another great show as usual. Doctors Hospital is here. We know we love having them on the show, and they're here to talk to us about Nurses Month. We're excited about that. And we also got the Midwives Association of the Bahamas here to talk about the International Day of the Midwife. Love that.
Looking forward to all of the important things, right? Our nurses, there's no hospital system without our nurses. So I'm looking forward to that conversation, Mark. We're also going to be bringing you a portion of Minister Pintard's presentation from Grand Bahama Business Outlook. And MobileAssist is here to tell us how you can open a Sand Dollar account on their app. All of this and more coming your way. But before we get to that more, Mark, it's Mother's Day is almost here. So I hope you're taking care of my girl, Paige.
Your mummies.
And we have a mother and child lookalike contest. And so sons and daughters, if you look like your mom, please send your photos to S Parker, that's SPARKER at TCLBahamas.com, Parker at TCLBahamas.com. The deadline for entries is this Wednesday, May 5th at 12 noon. So we want to encourage you to please send those photos in. The winners will be appearing on our show on Friday, May 7th via Zoom. And so please include a phone number in that submission. And we look forward to seeing who's going to win, Mark.
Yeah, I think I'm going to tell Paige to enter her and Isaac because they are twins.
Yeah. Please let them enter. I'd love to see that. Isaac, Mark has the cutest kids, guys. I may as well tell you. Like Isaac and Eli are so incredibly handsome. Of course, I attribute that to Paige.
Yes, it's all from the money. It's all from the money.
I kid. We've got more ahead, but first, let's take a first look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Stan. Good morning, Bahamas. Let me take this opportunity to send my condolences also to Phil and his family, from my family and I, and the pastor's father. So be encouraged. Your big brother's there for you. In the other day, high pressure continues to dominate seas across the island, so expect some lovely weather during the week. You do expect another form of bounties moving at some time by weekend. For today, partly sunny, hot, and humid. Slight chance of 1 to 2 passing showers. High temperature 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild. Chance of 1 to 2 passing showers, particularly over the southeastern islands. Low temperature going down to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is between highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 82 and 77. In Jamaica, 82 and 68. In Trinidad, 82 and 75. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 90 and 73. Across North America, Atlanta, 83 and 66. In Raleigh, 82 and 61. In Miami, 89 and 77. Dallas, Texas, 88 and 68. And Toronto, Canada, 60 and 52. As you go through the week, high pressure continues to be the dominant feature. Lots of sunshine, hot and humid conditions, slight chance of few passing showers. Low temperature daytime will be near the 90-degree mark, at nighttime in the low to mid-70s. But by weekend, from upon, we should move into the northwest Bahamas, and that will increase our shore activity across the island, particularly in the northwest Bahamas. That's it to wrap on your first look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. Nurses Week is normally celebrated the week of May 6th to May 12th each year, but now it's a month-long celebration to recognize the contributions and positive impact of registered nurses. Here to talk with us about this are Bridget Sherman. She's the Senior Vice President with Patient Care Services at Doctors Hospital Health System, and Nadine Carey. She's the Acting Director for Patient Care Services at Doctors Hospital Health System. Two amazing women who were just so gracious to me. I remember about this time last year getting ready to have my son, and so I'm so happy to have them on the show this morning. Good morning. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. Good morning, Bahamas.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you guys. And as you can see, my viewers, they are wearing their masks. They work together. They come in, they get their temperature checked. They use the sanitizer, and they're still wearing their mask when they're sitting together. And so I think that's an excellent example to us as we move throughout our day today. But I want to talk about the nurses that contribute to patient care, our doctors. I had to throw that in there this morning about how wonderful you guys were to me. As I was so nervous in the pandemic. And so I know the power of nursing. I know how much how it feels to be cared for by nurses who really look after you. What is the contributions that nurses make to patient care at Doctors Hospital?
So I want to start by saying the Doctors Hospital is celebrating an entire month for nurses this month, correctly said. And we've been doing an entire month for the past few years. May is usually recognized internationally as Nurses Month. The International Council of Nurses has created a theme for 2021 as nurses, a voice to lead, with the sub-theme of a vision for the future of healthcare. Now, it is critical that we look to the future of the nursing profession and continue to cultivate the next generation of nurses. To this end, we are proud to announce that Doctors Hospital will be launching its first cadet program this fall under the banner of our Bridge to the Future program. Now, the Bridge to the Future program, as you may be aware, is the brainchild of our president and CEO, Dr. Charles Diggis, and it provides an opportunity for exposure to the clinical profession and the litany of opportunities that lies within. Now, the nursing cadet program will afford high school students in the Bahamas with particular interests in nursing a similar but more specialized opportunity. It's a 3-year program designed to usher students into higher education, more specifically into the field of nursing. Now, in hospital, our nursing staff complement is just below 200. And we have, as the rest of the world, we have matriculation. So we have persons who are moving on, who go into other aspects of nursing. And so our bedside nurses, our midwives, we are losing those, and that's a problem and issue worldwide. There are a number of disciplines here. We have nursing students, we have nurse navigators, and we have nurses who are trained in specialized areas such as critical care, emergency room, maternity, which you would have already been with us for, and medical surgical nursing and so on. Nurses have expanded, though, in our institution into many other areas, such as nurse education, nurse leaders, nurses who work with our clinical analysts as clinical analysts in our MIS department and so on. And we continue to do an amazing job as nurses here at Doctors Hospital in serving our patients and living the Doctors Hospital core value of we care.
Yes, I can certainly see that. And I'm so excited to hear about that program. Really revolutionary as we talk about this idea that there's this world shortage of nurses, right? That we need more of them that currently exist. And so to get students interested from high school and to give them certain levels of training so that their interest is spiked by the time they get to college is really a brilliant move. So congratulations to you and your team for that vision. So that's going to be forward coming, but is there anything in particular happening this month, Ms. Carey, that we should be celebrating or looking forward to for the Doctors Hospital nurses?
Definitely. We're so proud of the nurses, the work here that the nurses have done at Doctors Hospital, and especially in helping to manage the COVID-19 and the pandemic. We have scheduled a series of events to celebrate these achievements. Socially, of course, definitely following the social distance protocols. So to show our nurses our appreciation over the month, this morning we began our month celebrations with an address, prayer, and blessings to the associates of our main campus and our satellite campuses from the Right Reverend Latish Boyd, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. During the course of the month, Bishop Boyd will visit a number of our other facilities, ensuring that, he bless the nurses, encouraging them, offering prayers also. And we'll continue throughout the month with addresses from our President and CEO, Dr. Charles Diggis, our CFO, Mr. Dennis DeVoe, and our resident psychologist, Dr. Richard Adderley. As well, of course, we have games, competitions, trivias, eats, treats, and all kinds of other surprises, just to let the nurses know how proud we are of them and how much we appreciate what they have done for us so far, especially through this pandemic. We cannot do enough and say enough just to let them know how appreciative and thankful we are of them.
No, I can imagine. I was going to ask you, and either of you can take this question, how has nursing, has it changed at all in the pandemic? Has the pandemic shown you guys maybe some areas where you need to grow or where you need to retrain? Or do you feel like the pandemic has really been the thing that showed you guys how equipped and able you guys are to meet all challenges? How has the dynamic changed?
That's a wonderful question, and I would say both. Our nurses are highly trained, highly skilled professionals. I will say to you that prior to the first case being seen in the Bahamas, the October and November before, when we were first alerted that this disease existed, and even prior to that, we had other diseases such as Ebola, if you would remember. Our team remained in training. And so when this came up, our training, our facility being prepared with negative pressure rooms, for example, Our nurses who were trained to don and doff PPEs and how to work with infectious diseases were ready. And so, yes, we were ready for it, but it has taught us several different ways of doing things. And those can be as far as how we have to now pay particular attention to our patients who are now alone in hospital and not many of them being able to receive visitors. And so we've had to change the way we do things and engage relatives and loved ones via our electronic devices. We have computers on wheels to offer calls, video calls and whatnot to families, the way we communicate with loved ones to let them know how our clients are doing in hospital. So some things, yes, but for the pandemic, for the skills, for the training, I would say that our nurses made us proud. They were in training for this for many, many years. They were ready, they approached it boldly and with passion, and it shows in the way that they care for our patients and the feedback that we get from our COVID-19 patients.
Yeah. Ms. Carey, what kind of feedback do you get about your nurses at Doctors Hospital?
They made us feel so welcome. They make us, even though we're alone, they are very accommodating. They ensure that we get the calls, the video calls to the family. They have specific time. You know, sometimes a relative say, I'm not available till 7 p.m. That's okay. We ensure that at 7 p.m. it's set up and it's ready to go for the patient, so they will be able to speak to their relatives.
Yeah, no, as I said, I can speak to what I know. And so it was a beautiful experience. I think very well taken care of, incredibly compassionate. And unfortunately, I've had to be in hospital a lot more than I would like to have been at my age. And everywhere I go, it's always the nurses, right? I mean, doctors love you, but the nurses really are the ones to take care of you. And so it really is a blessing to be able to celebrate this month. Before we go, Ms. Sherman, are there any final words you want to give to nurses throughout the Bahamas and maybe the world as we celebrate Nurses Month?
I want to say that we thank you from the administration, from the executive body of this hospital, from our board of directors. And that's not only for our nurses here at Doctors Hospital, that's our nurses in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So as you know, that we are partners in this fight here in the Bahamas with the government of the Bahamas. And it's the same mainly through our collaboration with our Blake Road campus at Doctors Hospital West as the COVID Center. And we are very, very appreciative of what you do. We recognize the sacrifice, and I don't think a lot of people realize that these nurses are going home to children, to husbands, to mothers, to elderly persons that they have care for in the home, and daily they come out and they sacrifice, and without complaint, without any type of resistance, and they give everything that they can. And I see that across this country. And we want to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. We could never thank you enough. We are so very proud of you. And we want to wish you a happy Nurses Month.
Yes. All right, ladies, I want to thank you again so much for joining us. We've been talking this morning with Bridget Sherman and Nadine Carey. They are, just helping to make that hospital run. And of course, in doing so, they're helping the country to run as smoothly as it can in this pandemic. And so we thank you as you prepare to thank your nurses. I want to say thank you on behalf of the Bahamas for all the diligence you've been doing and making sure that your nurses are okay. And so blessings to all of you as you celebrate Nurses Month. Thanks again for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you. Bye.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
First, it's more than just our name, more than just our achievements. It's our nature, and it's where we put our customers. At Bahamas First, we've refreshed our look, but our nature remains the same. We design insurance solutions that protect our customers from life's uncertainties. Whatever they may be, we equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. Bahamas First, what's first for you comes first for us.
Mental health is health too.
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 Like your physical health, mental health is health too.
Welcome back. Grand Bahama Business Outlook ended on Friday. The Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Michael Pintard, gave an update on the developments happening in his ministry. Here is a portion of that address. Enjoy.
It is an honor on behalf of the government to share some of the ideas that the government has made practical through policy decisions, legislation, programs, and projects. All of us are keenly aware of the impact of Hurricane Dorian and the pandemic on our national economy. In the case of Grand Bahama and Abaco in particular, 2 of the 3 economic engines of the Bahamas were knocked offline. In fact, in the case of Dorian, for more than 12 months, Abaco and Grand Bahama was reeling, seeking to rebound in some appreciable way where we could restart the fisheries and the agriculture industry. And just as farmers and fishers and other stakeholders that collaborate with them were making progress, the pandemic emerged. Fortunately, wise policy decisions by our Prime Minister that made the point that farmers and fishers were essential workers ensured that a great deal of agriculture and marine resources were enabled to continue. Nevertheless, the country in general saw a loss of some $3 billion+ due to Dorian and a higher figure with respect to the pandemic. And today we are still grappling with the adverse impact of the pandemic. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources then put in place an emergency food program. Our goal essentially was to ensure that we responded quickly and decisively in assisting farmers and fishers who were grappling with the very issue of survival. So we did a number of things. One, we engaged in land clearing and spent in the vicinity of $1 million assisting farmers throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in preparing their land, that is clearing as well as ripping, and in some cases we did more. In addition, we focused on areas where we thought there was opportunity for significant penetration in the market, and we recognize as a result of studies that layer birds, that is broilers, as well as the production of eggs, provided us with an opportunity to cut into a substantial food import bill as it relates to broiler meat as well as eggs. And so we began the distribution of layer birds. And to date, we have distributed well over 12,000 of those birds free of charge to farmers to allow them to begin to operate layer bird operations or to augment already existing programs. We also distributed fertilizers, free feed to assist farmers who struggle in terms of revenue generation, which negatively impacted their ability to purchase feed. We provided technical assistance also to assist farmers because, again, we recognize that we must then build capacity if we're to respond to what is really a historic set of circumstances that they found themselves in. So the National Emergency Food Program was designed to ramp up production, producing the right kinds of foods, which was informed by the Ministry of Health in terms of their breadbasket items they thought we should be consuming. And then secondly, we recognize in terms of the Ministry of Education, the importance of us reaching out to our young people and making sure that even in the midst of this pandemic, they not only had access to food, but access to the right kinds of food. And so one may ask, what ultimately is our objective? Well, one was certainly during the emergency emergency response was to provide training, to ensure that persons had access to resources, whether it was grants or loans, to ensure that they survived the pandemic, that they recovered, and that they were set on a path for aggressive growth and development. The goal, in short, was food security, making sure we had access to the right amount of food and the right types of food. Food sovereignty, to make sure that we were put in a position that we weren't exclusively reliant on persons from overseas, but that we ourselves were producing what we consume. And so those objectives fuel the kinds of actions the government collectively took and that the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources worked with other stakeholders to implement. So what were some of the things that we did? One was we conducted important studies in conjunction with a variety of organizations, mainly the multilateral organizations who provided practical support. The Food and Agriculture Organization, which is the agriculture arm of the United Nations. CARDI, which is the agricultural arm of CARICOM. IECA, which is the agriculture arm of the Organization of American States. That is all of those countries in Latin America, the Caribbean, and of course, the United States and Canada. We also worked closely with the IDB, who assisted us with consultants who played a pivotal role in helping us to gather badly needed data. And of course, it was as a result of that particular IDB study that we were able to identify 77 of the thousands of food items that we consume, 77 items, fresh fruits and vegetables and ornamentals, proteins, whether it's beef, pork, small ruminants, or poultry. We recognize that in these areas, that is the 77 items, we had the ability to produce products that would allow us to be competitive with the international market in terms of pricing, quality, and sustainability. And as long as we could meet those three criteria, we had an opportunity to carve into the $1 billion, with a B, $1 billion food bill, which we have, and save over the course of the next 3 to 4 years, a minimum of $200 million on our food bill. But again, with collaboration, with the required resources, the right policy decisions, we can do much better than $200 million savings.
Bahamas at Sunrise kicks off the new year in style with a fashion series hosted by yours truly. It's Fashion with Cardell McClown, your guide through all the seasons, from challenges to interviews to fashion shows. We'll help you create your style, build your brand, and celebrate the best in Bahamian fashion. It's big, it's bold, it's fashion with Cardell McClown.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this marvelous Monday. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
And I'm Mark Daniels, filling in for Phil on this marvelous Monday. You miss Phil.
Yeah, we sure do, Phil. Of course, still extending our condolences to Phil and his family after he would have suffered the loss of his father this past weekend. And so our thoughts and prayers are with him. We want to thank you for staying with us throughout the show. It's been a pretty good morning so far, Mark. Lots of good information.
Oh yeah, happy Nurses Month.
Happy Nurses Month to all the nurses. We're actually going to get to continue that conversation a little later on, talking with a different type of nursing. But we're also excited because we're going to be talking about Sand Dollar. Sand Dollar is big now, Mark. I don't know if you've noticed it when you go into different companies and go into different stores, but they're, they have the sign up saying we accept Sand Dollar here. And so that's been a big move by the central bank.
I agree. I've been seeing the ads and the public awareness campaign over the past few months, and now that it's here, I'm excited to see what it's all about.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking with MobileAssist this morning. They have going to be telling us how you can open a Sand Dollar account with them. Always love when MobileAssist is on the show. They've been a pioneer in this digital space, right? And using our cell phones to conduct business, using our cell phones to make our lives so much easier. So looking forward to that conversation with MobileAssist this morning.
Yes, and we're going to have the Midwives Association here today, the Midwives Association of the Bahamas, here to talk about the International Day of the Midwife. And so we had the nurses on earlier, and now we're going to talk to the midwives who are more specialized type of nurse and dealing with babies, which is always fun, babies. So before we get to talking about babies, let's have a second look at weather with Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, Bahamas. Yes, let's look at weather at Sunrise. High pressure continues to be the top of across the islands. And so we look at the marine forecast. In the marine forecast today, those winds today southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots. Sea 2 to 4 feet northwest and central Bahamas. East to southeast at 15 knots, sea 2 to 5 feet over the southeastern islands. On Tuesday continues, southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet northwest and central Bahamas. East to southeast at 15 knots, sea 2 to 5 feet over the southeastern islands. On Wednesday, variable at 10 knots to the left, seas less than 3 over northwest Bahamas. East to southeast at 15 knots, sea 2 to 5 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Yeah, tides. You can expect a low tide at 8:21 this morning. Next high tide will be at 2:19 this afternoon. Low gain this evening at 8:25. Sunset 7:39 this evening. Rising on 6:32. UV index 9. Your water temperature 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase last quarter. Your extended look. Lots of sunshine. Hot and humid conditions. Slight chance of passing showers. The temperature daytime will be near the 9-degree mark at daytime, at nighttime in the low to mid-70s. But do expect a fall about maybe from Bahamas Saturday, and that will increase our shower probability. That puts her up on your final look at sunrise. I'm going to go inside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. Well, I am incredibly excited about this next segment. There have been so many changes over the years. This one has been a very good and exciting one. It's certainly the way of the future. And so Bahamians can now open a Sand Dollar account on the MobileAssist app. And here to talk with us about this, very happy to welcome back Selena Archer. She's the marketing consultant with MobileAssist. We've got Donovan Moxie. I'm so happy to see him. I've not seen him in forever. He's the Chief Executive Officer for MobileAssist, and Kim Woodmott. He's the project manager for digital currency implementation with the central bank. A power team this morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Bahamas.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you all with us. Selena, I'm going to come right to you. How does someone open a Sand Dollar account with MobileAssist?
Well, it's really just as simple as going into your Play Store, downloading the app if you don't already have it. It's free. And then all you have to do is register. It takes like 2 seconds, and then go and create your MobileAssist wallet. Again, super simple. If I could do it, anybody could do it. And then you just create a Sand Dollar account right in the wallet. So it doesn't even take you outside of the app. And again, my favorite word, free. It's all free.
I mean, so that sounds pretty simple. If I don't have it, right? And everybody watches Bahamas and Sunrise should have the MobileAssist app. Let's just put it out there. But if you don't, for some reason, you go on and you download, you get to the wallet, and right there in the wallet, you just open Sand Dollar and you've got everything set up.
You've got everything set up. We do as well, like for the technically challenged, such as myself, we do have a YouTube channel that has all of the how-to videos on it as well. They range from about 30 seconds, I'd say, to maybe 45. Just with very, very simple steps on how you can get started and do transactions with MobileAssist.
All right, and so that I would just look up MobileAssist on YouTube and those videos would come up.
Yes, at MobileAssist, our channel will pop up and you'll see a section called How To, and that's where I typically go. So.
All right, thanks so much for that, Selena. So now, okay, I've got my MobileAssist wallet. I might have had it already, right? I said most of our viewers have already downloaded MobileAssist. You have the MobileAssist wallet already. Now you want to get Sand Dollar. Donovan, let me know, why does this simplify financial transactions?
Yeah, it does, because now when you talk about being able to conduct transactions, all you need is your phone. And so one of the things that we do in MobileAssist is we have quite a number of ways to pay or interact with merchants. And so you have the ability to use scan and pay. And so if you go to stores like Super Value or Janae's, all you simply need is your phone. You scan their QR code. It brings up what we call a pay page. You conduct a transaction and you're done. So it doesn't need to worry about carrying cash. You need to worry about carrying any sort of payment methods, if you will, even your credit cards, because everything's there on your phone. You can also do bill payments. We have event ticketing. We have money transfers, donations. And so all of these functionalities are available so that merchants and customers can transact with each other.
That's brilliant, right? Because I mean, like we think about this COVID thing and everybody says, well, you know, credit cards may be easier because they don't carry as much germs as money, but you're still touching credit card machines, which people who are like very germaphobe like me get nervous about. So this makes a lot of sense. I can just take my cell phone. I know it's on my cell phone, scan something and pay right there. Now I have a question though, Donovan. Can you transfer Sand Dollars to businesses or people even if they don't have the MobileAssist app?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. One of the features that we have built into the MobileAssist wallet is the ability to conduct Sand Dollar transactions from Sand Dollar account to Sand Dollar account. One of the things that the central bank required was interoperability. And so whether or not you have the MobileAssist app or not, so long as you have a Sand Dollar account, you have that Sand Dollar account number or QR code, what I can do with the MobileAssist app is scan your Sand Dollar QR code and actually conduct a transaction right there with you. And so you don't have to have the MobileAssist app to do it. However, having a MobileAssist app is much easier because if you're a merchant, we can create your Sand Dollar account for you very, very quickly and easily. And as Selena indicated, if you're a consumer, it just takes the touch of a button and your Sand Dollar account is created within the MobileAssist wallet.
Yeah. So again, this makes sense for consumers and merchants, right? Like business people, I've always thought receive such a benefit from joining MobileAssist because everything's just laid out for you. It's so easy, and you guys make that so. But I also want to thank you, Mr. Martin team, for making sure that this app could be used even for those people who don't have it, right? Like that makes so much sense to make sure that Sand Dollar has that power and that strength. So talk to me some more. What is the strength of the central bank's Sand Dollar?
Well, again, it's all about making our payment systems more efficient. As Donovan pointed out, as long as you can transact in the Sand Dollar space, regardless of the mobile application that you're using, the Sand Dollar, again, is the underlying currency that operates within these digital wallets. So when you think of a digital wallet, you're not too concerned about whether or not do I have the specific digital wallet that is linked to a specific merchant. It's the fact that you're using Sand Dollar, and Sand Dollar should be globally accepted throughout the Bahamas, the length and breadth of the islands. And it's one of those things that is going to allow individuals, especially for the unbanked or underbanked, to be able to operate in a digital space. What I love about innovative companies such as MobileAssist is that they've used what we've created and they've integrated it so well into their product that now within their application, there's so many more benefits that you can actually garner from being able to operate with the Sand Dollar rather than having to use other forms of digital transactions. So what they've done is integrated it in a way in which whereby everyone can benefit without having to ever leave that application, without having to worry about whether or not this particular merchant or that particular merchant takes any specific type of digital payment process. As long as it's the underlying Sand Dollar there should be no barriers at all to be able to operate in that space. And that's one of the major tenets and goals of the central bank, is to make sure, again, the interoperability, that the length and breadth, every island should be able to operate in the space, and every company should be able to access SAN dollars, regardless of which merchant services they have signed up with.
Yeah, so I hear you. I love that. I think about going to some of the family islands and them not having certain technology available to you, and that it can really just limit business, right? Like these islands need money, but if things aren't happening there that facilitate that, it can be very hard. So this is exciting to know. Is MobileAssist available, Selena, like across the length and breadth of the Bahamas yet, or is that a plan in progress?
Well, we're really excited because with the implementation of Sand Dollar and with our existing technology, we are reaching out. We've had a lot of interest from Grand Bahama. We have businesses in Exuma. And so as time goes on, we are growing our ecosystem and making it very, very easy so that everyone in the Bahamas can get MobileAssist. For those on the family islands, I encourage you to go into your local merchants and your local stores and ask them why they haven't signed up for MobileAssist.
And that makes sense to me, right? Now, one of the things you kept mentioning was the word benefit. And I can tell you, when I tried to get my sister and I get my granddad into the mobile banking space, he was not about it, right? He was just not interested in anything that had to do with digital or online, things he couldn't see, things he couldn't touch. Are there any other benefits that you want to emphasize this morning so I could convince people like granddaddy that this makes sense, right? That this is the way that we ought to be moving?
One of the things that we recognize is you don't have to worry too much about all of the issues that come along with cash. Okay. If he's going to the food store or wherever he is about to transact, and he recognizes, well, in a lot of cases, persons may forget their wallets, but very few cases, persons forget their phone. Mm-hmm. And again, if he's there and he recognizes, oh, wait, I only have, $35, but my bill came up to 50. Mm-hmm. Your granddad can reach out to you, same phone, give you a call. Hey, I need some additional funds. And again, Sand Dollar has instantaneous settlement. So therefore, if you transfer the funds to him, it will be in his wallet as soon as you hit send. It's faster than WhatsApp, I say. Okay. So as quick as he can request that you add additional funds to his wallet so that he can conclude that transaction, that's how fast he can actually receive those funds. And so again, that's another added benefit. If your children are going on the bus and they realize they don't have sufficient funds, or they need lunch money and they're already at school, and they just say, hey, mom, dad, I need an additional $5. You can send it instantaneously, and just like that, they don't even have to come off the line. They don't have to wait 2 seconds, and bang, just try it again, scan the QR code, we're done. So there's a lot of added benefits being able to transact in a digital space, because again, money is moving at the speed of light now.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really exciting stuff. Selena, he brought up this idea of my granddad being in the store. And so that reminds me that you guys have this thing called cash back, right? Which I loved in the US. Like I wasn't going to no ATMs when I was in college. I would just go to CVS across the street, pay my bill with my debit card, get the cash back. And now we have that service available to us. Talk to us about how that works here in Nassau.
So it is very, very simple. Again, what you do is you go to your local Super Value, and you just take out your app, you pay for your groceries, and then if you want some cash back, you literally press the button of the amount that you want on the phone, and then you just get cash back at the till. So again, very, very simple. And for your granddad, I just want to mention that MobileAssist, again, has instantaneous transaction alerts. So he will know, he can actually look through his transaction history, and he'll know, because I know that is very important to a lot of people. Just to be able to see where the money is going. And so you also have that security on the app and that peace of mind. And like your granddad, it's taken a lot to get my mother into the digital space. She's now using the apps, and, she is very, very good at it. It took us a while, but you get there.
You get there eventually. You guys also have something coming up called Digital Scratch and Win. Sound like I could get some stuff, Selena. I like to win. Talk to me about that quickly.
All right. So every day at 6 o'clock, what we've done is for persons that have created their Sand Dollar accounts and also opened up their MobileAssist wallet, we have codes that we send out, and you could win up to $50. So what you do is when you see that alert come in, you go into the app and you answer a question or two, and then you get to swipe on the phone and see it actually scratch off, and then you get those codes, you put it into your wallet, and if you win, the money is literally put straight into your wallet.
Wow, wow. Okay, sounds like a whole lot of fun. Before we go, Donovan, I'm going to give you the final word here. You know, we've talked about your scratch and win, we've talked about the cash back, we talked about the sand dollar. So still, if people need more convincing, tell me why should people choose MobileAssist?
You should choose MobileAssist because when we built the platform, we're focused on small and medium-sized businesses. And so everybody recognizes, especially with COVID, that you have to be able to transact digitally. Transactions in digital space is here to stay. And we believe that we have the best possible solutions, not just for small businesses, but for consumers that want to interact with each other and make sure that they have a safe space in which to conduct these transactions.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. So happy to have had Selena Archer, Donovan Moxley, and of course, Mr. Mott there from the Central Bank. Thanks again for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise and for your continued work in helping our country to evolve. This is really exciting stuff to be at the beginning of and knowing that it will only grow from here. So congratulations to all of you.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Thank you very much. All right,
Thank you very much.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right into the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Mental health is health too.
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 Welcome back. May 5th is the International Day of the Midwife. It is a day of global recognition and celebration of the work of midwives. Here to talk with us about this are Dr. Shirley Curtis, Associate Professor at the UB School of Nursing and the President of the Caribbean Regional Midwives Association. Also, Mrs. Ella Anderson, President of the Midwives Association of the Bahamas. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks.
Yes, thanks for being here this morning. Dr. Curtis, tell us right off the bat, what is the difference between nursing and midwifery or midwifery?
Midwifery, yes. That's an interesting question, and I know it's a good question for the public. Mm-hmm. A nurse in our country can be a nurse and a midwife. But the difference between the two are that a nurse is really responsible for attaining, maintaining, recovery of optimum health of an individual. Mm-hmm. Whereas the midwife is a person who's responsible for a mother and her family from conception to 6 months after birth. Has nothing to do with illness. It's more about wellness than it is about illness, but we do deal with illness within that component. But the midwife is really about healthy women transitioning through the birth process.
That's a great way to describe it. I've never heard it laid out in that way, and it makes sense. So Mrs. Anderson, tell us a little bit more about the role of the midwife through that process, as Dr. Curtis said, from conception to birth and after.
Thank you, sir. The midwife, who is responsible for the mother and the baby, as the word says, midwife actually means women with woman. And so by that name itself tells you that the role of the midwife has to do with the woman and the baby. And so the responsibility of the midwife is to provide quality care for this mother and her baby throughout the process of birth. And this starts at the antenatal time, which is before the baby is born, during the laboring process, and also, as she mentioned earlier, up to 6 months after the baby is born. And so the midwife has that responsibility to educate the mother about how to take care of herself and her baby, also to give her information how to recognize danger signs, and also to give her the support that she needs during that process.
Right, right. A very important role and a very critical role. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say in the traditional role of going to, let's say, a doctor and not having a midwife, you don't have that constant care throughout the process, I guess, outside of your appointments. And so it feels like the midwife is more personal. She shares the experience with you. She's in your space. She's a part of the family. So Dr. Curtis, tell us what training is required to become a midwife?
Okay, in the Bahamas, all of our, as I mentioned before, all of our midwives are actually nurses, which is not necessarily the process throughout the world. Right. But I'll deal with here first. So you have to be a registered nurse to become a midwife, to be a practicing midwife in the Bahamas. And that process takes 18 months. It's 18 months training on top of your registered nurse training. If you were in a direct entry program, it would take 3 years to 4 years, depending on the degree that you're doing, to be a direct entry midwife. So the training varies. In the Bahamas, you have to be a nurse first.
Right. That's good. And, I like that we stand out here in the Bahamas. We make sure that we have high quality medical professionals at all levels. I love that. I love that.
Yes.
So Mrs. Anderson, tell us about the virtual conference the Midwives Association is hosting on Wednesday.
Okay, Mr. Daniels. May 5th, like we said, is Midwives Day. And so throughout the world, midwives are being highlighted. We are always trying to make sure that our midwives are highlighted as well. And so to keep us current, we are having a virtual conference. And simply because of COVID, normally we will have a gathering face-to-face. And so on Wednesday, beginning at 9 a.m., from 9 to 1, we are having a conference, a seminar, where midwives will come together and socialize in an educational session. And so we're going to be talking about things as it relates to midwives and how we can improve ourselves. Also, we are going to be focusing on the theme for this year, which is View the Data, Invest in Midwives. And we also take this opportunity to invite those persons who may be interested, that you don't necessarily have to be a midwife to be a part. And so we invite you to be a part of the session, this wonderful session that we are planning. And it's going to be an exciting time for midwives and those who are interested.
It sounds so. Can you tell our viewers, how do they register for the event?
Okay, because it's an online event, there's a link. If you express an interest, there's a link that will be sent to you. The conference is free. It's free. And so you don't have to feel as if you cannot register. But we do require that there's something that we call contact hours. And so this is something that is required of us every year to keep our license and also to keep us up to date.
Right.
And so we are offering contact hours for this session.
Right.
And so in order to get your contact hours and to get your certificate, we require a small donation of $10. And so, like I said, it's free.
Yeah.
And I know persons won't have any problem giving us a small donation of $10 to cover the costs of this wonderful seminar.
You've told us already the importance of the midwives in the role of childbirth. We recognize the importance of nurses and midwives. So why not support this free event and give a small donation? That's minimum to ask, right?
Yes.
Dr. Curtis, so for our viewers out there who may be wondering, how do I become a nurse and or a midwife? What's your advice for them?
Well, if you're in school, I'll start with the nursing first. If you're in school or even if you've finished school, to become a nurse, we need the basics. We need maths and English. Mm-hmm. On top of that, we need some biology, and chemistry will not kill you. I promise. But your basics in chemistry, yes. So in school, we try to encourage the students to stay focused in those particular areas, as well as other areas as well. But they're the basic areas: your maths, your English, and your human biology. If you get some general, that's fine. Keep your GPA up. At the end of the day, you need 5 BGCSEs to get into college, right? Into the university. So let maths, English, and biology be 3 of the 5 that you have with C's and above. I always tell the students, if there's a nursing cadet program within your school, that it's good to join it so that you can get more ideas about what nursing is about, to be sure that that is what you want to do. I always say that not because you like to help people, that means you can be a nurse. Right. I tell them the police is supposed to help people too. So there are a lot of avenues. You just have to make sure that you're going through the right door. Yes. And then as a midwife, because our midwives are nurses, I encourage the midwives to maintain their professional standard, because at the end of the day, we are going to be interviewing you using your track record as a professional to see whether or not you would make a good midwife. So are you coming to work? Are you coming to work on time? Are you enthusiastic about your profession? All of these things will help you, as well as academically. If you were a little weak in your nursing program and your GPA, you just barely got out, we would suggest that you do a lot of continuing education programs to build your academic platform, so that when you come in for that interview or you apply, that you're seen to be, that you're capable, because the midwifery program is a very vigorous program. So you need to be able to handle it, not just as a person, but academically as well.
Yes, rigorous as it should be, because we only accept the best in the Bahamas.
Yes.
So Dr. Shirley Curtis and Mrs. Anderson, I would like to thank you for coming to Bahamas at Sunrise this morning to talk to us about the International Day of the Midwives, and just talk to us about midwifery. Very educational, very inspiring. My youngest son was born with a midwife, so I know the importance personally. So thank you both for coming on the show, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. Thank you for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The COVID-19 pandemic demands the most modern techniques and highest standards of sanitizing to ensure the safety of schools, businesses, churches, and the ones we love. Treeline Divine Professional Sanitizers offers state-of-the-art electrostatic technology, providing maximum efficiency and coverage to protect your environment and preserve your health against mold and 99% of bacteria and viruses, including COVID-19. With pricing to match your budget and standards to meet your highest expectations, we invite you to contact us for a free analysis of your weekly, monthly, or single-use needs. COVID-19's impact is strong, But our commitment to restoring your safety is even stronger. Treeline Divine Sanitizing. Spread confidence.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
The Bahamas and the world has been waging the war against COVID-19 for over a year now. In that time, much of our daily life has been irreversibly changed by lockdowns, job losses, and deaths in our families. As facial masking, hand sanitizing, and social distancing have become the new norm, the team at Doctors Hospital applauds the Bahamian public for doing your part to control and contain the spread of the COVID-19 virus. It is time to take the fight a step further. With the COVID-19 vaccine now available, we encourage Bahamians to continue the fight and do your part in getting vaccinated. Please continue to be vigilant, wear a mask, and social distance. For more information on the COVID-19 vaccine, visit www.doctorshosp.com. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Bahamas at Sunrise. We hope that you enjoyed the show this morning and that you're looking forward to a wonderful week.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Have a great week. See you next time.
See you on Friday.